Barracuda Bowl started probably 8 or 9 years ago, and it's very interesting to watch the young companies, the early stage companies, stand up there and explain their technology, explain their vision, and get the questions from the audience and from potential investors to see what interests them.
I do really enjoy the in-person interaction, especially in these types of events where you have a lot of great ideas being tossed around, a lot of exchange and debate and deliberation and frankly scrutiny of interesting biotechnology.
Really important to network with people and build relationships. It's those relationships that we nurture over time that will help us get our therapeutics to the patients that need them.
One of the things that I don't get a chance to work on very much, but what I would like to, is how we transition military officers into the biotech and biomanufacturing communities, because I think they have those types of broad skill sets, and I've seen a few examples where that transition works very well. But what I've seen is they don't have to know everything about vaccines, but they've figured out how to move like 10,000 tanks to Korea in 2 months, and so that type of skill set, I think with a little bit of training, could be very useful in the biotechnology community.
No, thank you for that. And
something to think about.
No, it is. And I think
when you go through the transition stuff. So.
And I actually think it's a little bit ironic, right? So you've got an Army colonel, right? And a Navy captain. For those who are familiar with rank structure, we're the same rank. So, colonel in the Navy is a captain. So the two guys up here talking about life sciences, right? Are both, military guys, right? So to your point, Matt.
And the reason I really prioritized this and really wanted to be here, I was a program manager at DARPA for 6 years. And in that role, again, working on pandemic innovation on vaccines and antibodies and diagnostics and things. My favorite interactions were really the small biotech companies who had a really good idea, but also had a lot of work to do before their technology could be realized. And the idea, the potential of that small company transforming the entire health landscape is just profoundly exciting.
Some of the issues that have limited the adoption of these include scale-up manufacturing, endotoxicity, stability, and manufacturing. And we've addressed each of these issues to come up with a new influenza vaccine candidate that can protect against multiple strains of influenza.
And as a scientist and entrepreneur and someone who saw her mom lose both of her legs to diabetic foot ulcers, I'm committed to the wound care space. And I'm asking you to join us in helping to save the legs and the lives of diabetic foot ulcer patients. Thank you.
Oftentimes funding is an often talked about challenge, but also hearing, maybe something was disappointing in the last clinical trial and how they've overcome it, right? That despite the challenges that they face, hearing what they're doing for the next steps is exciting. And I think for them to hear from one another will be beneficial as well.
This has been great. The M2D2 partnership is definitely one of the really strongest partnerships we have. We're always excited to see the exciting, really innovative companies that come out of this area, and I think like the incubator program and the accelerator program that they provide has been outstanding.